Have you ever wondered why some people seem to take life's challenges in stride, while others get swept away by the slightest wind? Today, we're diving into the profound concept of proactivity, a principle found in Stephen R. Covey's renowned book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Proactivity is not merely about taking action. It's about taking the reins of your life, making conscious choices, and driving your destiny. It's a stark contrast to reactivity, where one lets the environment dictate their actions. Being proactive means you're the playwright of your life's drama, not just a character reacting to the plot. It's about recognizing that you have the power to shape your tomorrow. Today is the understanding that you're not a cork bobbing in the ocean of life, but the captain of your ship. So if you've ever felt like you're just reacting to life's events, rather than being the one in the driver's seat, stay with us. Scene script. Imagine 2 people stuck in traffic. One is fuming, honking and cursing. The other is calm, using the time to listen to an audiobook. What's the difference? Well, the difference lies in the power of initiative. The first person is reacting to the situation, allowing external circumstances to dictate their mood and behavior. They're stuck in a cycle of reactivity, becoming a victim of their environment. The second person, however, is proactive. They take initiative, choosing to use the time productively instead of getting frustrated. They've made a conscious decision not to let the traffic jam affect their mood or waste their time. They are not victims of their circumstances, but masters of their attitude and actions. This is the essence of taking initiative. Proactive individuals don't wait for things to happen. They make things happen. They understand they can't control the traffic, but they can control how they react to it. They also understand that they're response-able, meaning they have the ability to choose their response. They focus their energies not on the problem, but on finding a solution or making the best of the situation. This shift from a reactive to a proactive mindset doesn't happen overnight. It requires self-awareness, self-management, and a strong commitment to personal growth. So, while we can't control the traffic, we can control our reaction to it. It's all about taking initiative, making conscious choices, and focusing on what we can control and influence. Have you ever heard the phrase, "It's not my fault"? How about, "I didn't have a choice"? These are the echoes of a reactive mindset, one that hands over control to external circumstances. But proactive individuals, they wear a different mantle. They assume responsibility for their actions, their attitudes, their entire lives. Let's delve into 2 circles that Stephen R. Covey introduces in his book. The first is the circle of concern, which contains all the things we worry about, from the state of the economy to the weather. The second is the circle of influence, encapsulating all the things we can actually affect. The proactive person spends their time and energy in this second circle, focusing on areas where they can make a real difference. By assuming responsibility, they shift from being victims of circumstance to architects of their own destiny. They don't get caught up in the whirlwind of worry that lies in the circle of concern. Instead, they channel their efforts towards what they can control and influence. Imagine for a moment a situation at work. A project goes awry. The reactive person might blame their colleagues or the lack of resources. But the proactive person, they'd look at what they could have done differently, how they could influence a better outcome next time. They're in control, not controlled. And this is the crux of being proactive. It's about embracing the power to choose our responses, no matter the situation. Remember, the power to choose our responses makes us response-able. So, how can you apply the principle of proactivity in your own life? Well, it starts with a shift in mindset. Instead of viewing life as something that happens to us, we should see ourselves as the architects of our own experience. This means taking the initiative rather than waiting for things to happen. It's about making things happen, not just watching them unfold. Next, we assume responsibility for our actions. This is not about placing blame, but about acknowledging that our choices, attitudes, and behaviors are within our control. We're not merely puppets dancing on the strings of circumstance. We're the puppeteers holding the strings of our own lives. And here's a handy tool. Visualize 2 circles. One is your circle of concern, filled with things you worry about but can't directly control, like the weather or global politics. The other is your circle of influence, containing things you can directly affect, like your diet or how you spend your time. Proactive people focus on expanding their circle of influence rather than getting lost in their circle of concern. Remember, it's about focusing on what you can control and influence. This isn't about ignoring the world's problems, but about understanding where you can make a real difference. By directing your efforts towards the things within your control and influence, you become more effective and less overwhelmed. Finally, embrace your freedom to choose. Between every stimulus and response, there's a space. That space is your power to choose your response. Use it wisely. Make choices that align with your values and long-term goals, not just short-term impulses. Proactivity is a habit, a way of life. It's a continuous journey, not a destination. Every day presents new opportunities to be proactive, to take the initiative, to assume responsibility, and to focus on what you can control and influence. So, next time you find yourself merely reacting, remember, you have the power to choose your response. Be proactive.